Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Irene and I'm a registered dietitian, and today I'm going to be showing you guys 3 healthy lunch ideas that are also meal prep friendly. So on our menu today we have bibimbap, a salmon pasta, and some chili noodles. So first up for the bibimbap, I have an assortment of veggies here and I have some protein as well. You could really use anything that you want to. I just have spinach, carrots, mushroom, kimchi, eggs, and some impossible meat. But you could definitely add like bean sprouts or zucchini and squash, any other veggies really. For protein, you can pick lots of different options like chicken, pork, if you wanted to do beef or tofu, shrimp. Really the combinations are endless, and that's kind of what I love about making these bibimbap bowls. This is definitely one of my go-tos because it's just so easy to make and you can customize it to fit kind of your own tastes. Typically what I like to do is I like to make each thing kind of separately and then assemble them all together in a bowl. You can drizzle some gochujang on top or whatever other sauce and then mix it all together to eat. I have some rice cooking in the Instant Pot back there, and I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just like start preparing and cooking each of these individual things. So I'm gonna start off by sauteing the spinach, and I just got this giant bag from Costco because I want a decent amount of spinach in my bowls and I know how much spinach wilts. And I'm gonna season the spinach with some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Then to a boiling pot of water, I'm going to place my eggs. Oh no, I think one of them broke. And I'm gonna set a timer for 7 minutes so that I can have the perfect soft-boiled eggs. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and julienne the carrots. Please don't make fun of me because of my poor knife skills. There's a reason that I'm not the main chef in this household. Next, we're gonna go ahead and slice up our mushrooms. And these I am going to saute. The carrots, I think I'm just gonna leave raw because I plan on microwaving it, and I feel like with all the moisture in it, it can like kind of steam it a little bit so it's still somewhat like crunchy, but also not like raw, if that makes any sense. Now to our medium warm pan, I'm going to add our sliced mushrooms. And basically everything that I cook in the kitchen is seasoned with salt, pepper, and garlic powder. You can definitely mix things up, but I'm just not a very adventurous cook, and I feel like every time I kind of try and venture out of my comfort zone, things don't quite go as planned, so I just kind of stick with the basics, and that's okay. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and cook the impossible meat. For this, I like to season with some Korean barbecue sauce, just so it kind of gives it a little bit of a bulgogi taste. Alright, and now it's time for assembly. So first things first for assembly is I always like to put the rice in first. I don't know why, but I feel like that's just like an Asian thing, is you start with the rice. If you're plating for like immediate consumption, I like to kind of just use a bowl like this and put the rice at the bottom. If you're plating for like meal prep, for example, I typically use containers like this, and I'll just like put the rice to the side. I don't know why I do this. I feel like it's just kind of like a separation thing. Like I want everything to be like separated, and I also like to see all the different colors. Next, I like to go in with the meat or protein because this is always seasoned the most, and so I want the rice to kind of just like get some extra flavor from the protein. protein. And then from here, I kind of just like play around with the colors because I want it to be very colorful. So I think I'm gonna start with the spinach next to the meat. And then I'm gonna do the carrots, followed by the mushrooms, then the kimchi. And for meal prep, you can store this separately if you don't want to like microwave your kimchi. I don't really care, so I just put it into my meal preps. I know some people don't like warm kimchi. And our finishing touch is going to be our soft-boiled egg. I don't know if I cook this properly, but we'll see. I think we have a medium boil, which I'll take. Oh, this one's much more of a soft-boiled egg. Well, there you have it. Two kind of slightly different ways of plating it. Having the alternating colors and like kind of textures, having like julienne and sauteed and things like that really helps with the presentation. And I just feel like things that look yummy taste yummier. For the next item on the menu, I just have a couple of very simple ingredients. We're gonna be making chili noodles. For my choice of protein today, I have some tofu, which I will just fry up. And then really you can make this also however you want to. I love just like very versatile meals. I have just this pack of technically like instant noodles, but I'm just gonna be using the noodles. I also have some other like chili oil and this like vegetarian barbecue sauce that I really like to put into these noodles. And I feel like this combination just gives it the best like umami flavor and a little bit of spice because I don't really tolerate spice a whole lot. So, and then I also have some broccoli, but you could totally use any other vegetable that you like, bok choy or like green beans. I've done it with like Brussels sprouts before, just really whatever you have. And it's super simple and comes together in like literally 10-ish minutes depending on how fast the protein's cooking. So first off, we're going to just dice our tofu and fry that up. On our medium hot pan, I'm going to go ahead and add the tofu. And I'll want to let it fry up on all sides, so this may take a minute. And with the tofu, I'm going to go ahead and season it again with just some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Over in our boiling pot of water, I'm going to go ahead and add our noodles, and these will cook for about 3 minutes. Once the noodles are cooked, you'll want to remove them from the heat and then add in our broccoli with a little bit of salt and maybe some extra water. Okay, and now for the assembly, I have my noodles here and I'm just going to add some of this hot chili sauce and also some of this vegetarian barbecue sauce. This vegetarian barbecue sauce is a little bit different from like the regular American one. This one is like a Chinese barbecue sauce. It's not what you think it is, but it has some great like umami flavor. It's very savory, not so much like sweet like how American barbecue sauce is. And then I'll just mix everything together. And you can kind of add sauces and things to taste. You can even add some soy sauce to this. If your noodles are like starting to stick, you can add a little bit more oil if the oil from like the chili oil and the barbecue sauce aren't enough. But this looks like it's pretty well mixed to me. So I'm going to go ahead and add the broccoli that we cooked along with the tofu. And there you have your delicious bowl of chili noodles. All right, so full disclosure, this next meal is actually from Home Chef. And no, it is not sponsored. In fact, I actually kind of don't like them, but we just had leftovers from last week after we did some traveling. We typically like to do meal delivery services after we get back from a trip because we don't have to worry about grocery shopping and things like that. But the reason that I actually don't like them is because they don't let you cancel your account. And I think that that's stupid. I've tried a bunch of them and they all let me cancel my account because really I'm there just for the promotional deal that my credit card gives me, and also just to try them out and see kind of which one I like, because I feel like there's so many different options. My Daily Harvest did not like that one either, did not like Factor. I do like the meal kits a little bit better because I feel like they taste better. I don't know. Home Chef, not my favorite. But anyways, we are still gonna make this meal because I don't want to waste this food. We are gonna make a couple more changes though. Add some more veggies in. So I did buy some mushrooms, some squash, and some spinach that I will be adding to this salmon pasta. It did come with some zucchini, but I was like, I feel like I could use some more veggies. First thing that we're gonna do is actually cook the salmon. I'm really just following along this recipe because I have no idea what to do with these ingredients. That is one thing that I really like about these meal delivery services though, is that I feel like I get to kind of explore a little bit more in terms of like my taste and palate, because I would never buy like some of these like spices or like sauces on my own, because what am I gonna do with like a giant jar of that? Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. So I do like these meal kits for that reason. So for the salmon, I just need to pat these dry and we're going to cook them on the stove. So in the pan, I'm just going to pour in some olive oil, and then we're going to cook the salmon. While the salmon's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and get started on chopping the veggies. Moving on to the veggies, I'm going to move to a bigger pan because I have a lot of things that need to fit in here. To the zucchini, I'm adding some garlic salt. Oops, I just spilled it everywhere. And now that the veggies are cooking up very nicely, I'm going to go ahead and add this cream sauce. I feel like you could do something similar without like this meal kit where you just use like some heavy cream, some milk, butter, and maybe like garlic or something. And this, I guess, tomato pesto also goes in here as well to give it like the red color. I've actually never had tomato pesto before, but I assume you kind of just do the same thing with sun-dried tomatoes instead of like basil, and you like add oil and stuff to it. We're also going to add some parm as well as some garlic salt. And once the pasta sauce is simmering, we're gonna go ahead and add our cooked pasta. So this pasta came already pre-cooked. If you're making this at home, make sure you cook your pasta. And I'm also gonna take this opportunity to add some extra veggies, so some more spinach. I didn't want to add it earlier because it wilts so fast, so adding it now. Alright, and this looks done and ready to plate with our salmon. So earlier I forgot to add this blackening seasoning, so I did that afterwards. But now it's kind of cooled and we're just gonna flake the salmon. All right, and there you have it. All right, so I think I'm like out of sunlight. The sun is like setting. Here is the last lunch. This is super easy to make. Also very versatile. Swap out different sauces, pastas, vegetables. I feel like with pasta, there aren't as many ways to get creative, but you still can. Like you can add eggplant or like broccoli and things like that. So still several ways to change things up. And if I were meal prepping this, I would just like put this all in a container and then take it with me to work. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.